YouTube, what's good, guys? Welcome back to the spot. Hopefully we can kill some boredom, baby. So today, simple day. I was out edging a property, and my weed eater string flew out my head. So my head broke. So quick little vid, guys. We just about to do a little swap. I believe I have a Milwaukee. It's kind of like the Echo head, but enough jaw jacking. Simple little video. Let's get it. Okay, guys, so this is the weed eater head I've been currently using. So what you would do on this one is basically you would feed it into these two holes. As you see, they're not holes anymore, but you would feed it into these two holes. There would be a cap over it, and then it would come around, and there we go. You would feed the two holes, and then you would come from the inside right here, go through this hole right there, and come out on each end. And then you would, do your business. But the issue with this is it only held 2 lines if you wanted to do an edge. You could put 4 in here and they all would come out the same holes, but they would be like really close. And it was only good for weed whacking. It wasn't good for cutting the edge in. But it finally died. Because I'm cheap, I'm going to keep this and get a cap of some sort for this. But we have to remove it. The head, we're going to this fancy little thing. It's pretty bulky, like really big. But it doesn't matter, guys. If it could increase efficiency, I'm with it. It's just the reason this is like really slow. Like I would even take the weed eater brand, the green weed eater with the the self auto feed with the 1 string that only takes like 40 line. I would take that over this. This was only good for edging because you could get you a real good straight line on your edge. But I'm actually gonna get a stick edger, so I went to this. It's made by Milwaukee. I believe it's like a copy of the Echo. Echo came out some years back with a weed eater head. I had one of those, no problem. I actually burned through it like I do with all the equipment. Oh, this one's pretty easy. Okay. Okay, guys. So now you find your little slit to wedge it. It's reverse thread. You wedge. I've already loosened it, but that's how you would do it. You would just wedge in here. What I did is I stuck my screwdriver in here, and I took another screwdriver on that end, and I worked it down on the vice grip. Okay, now we're gonna pop this head off. And there's the shaft. It looks good, guys. Okay, that's pretty much it. It's still grease in there, but I'm gonna stuff it. There's no such thing as too much lube. It feels good, but what I'm gonna do, what I like to do, is squirt some WD-40 in there or pour some oil in there. So when I rebuild these, as far as the spinning shaft, you can put some oil and grease in that end and in here and through here. But what I do to make it so much easier, guys, is I take some chainsaw bar oil because it's a little stickier, and I pour it in, just completely saturated. Or, you know, I used to have a bucket full of oil. It got rained in, but I had a bucket full of oil, and something like this, I would drop it in and let it sit for about 30 minutes in there, just literally sit in a bucket of oil, an oil bath, and that would ensure that I get all the creases and everything I want. But this time, I'm just gonna do the bar oil. Okay, the brand I'm using, nothing fancy. When you have no lube, brand doesn't matter. Lube is lube when you're dry. So, but it's bar oil. Let me just pour it in. Now that it's full in there, we just give this some twists. Now we're gonna pour it in here and in there. That's why I like to give it the full deep soak. Oh yeah, I feel the smoothness. Like it completely changed, and I don't hear it moving anymore. There is a slight little grinding of metal sound now that's gone, and it's just a lot smoother. Okay, so now we're gonna hit it a second time. Oh yeah. All right, guys. Now take some of your excess oil right here, and what you're gonna do is just lube up the shaft. This part is more so conditioning, lotioning your shaft. It's really all it is. You know, make sure when you do it, you get that good stroke, you know, twist action, you know. And like, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, we lube it up real good. All right. And now on the mating surfaces, that means the sides that actually do the work. That's the tips. You want to actually grease those. You can see on this end how it's flat. That's how it transfers the power, but you want to grease it. That helps keep it lubed and keep the temperature down. Bam. Grease again. Put a little on the shaft. Shove some in there. See when you get that flopping noise right there? Yeah, you see, and they start busting out of the seams. That means you did it right, guys. I mean, family. All right. There you go. And then right there. Now, you can grease the shaft if you want. That's really personal preference. Because the shaft part isn't doing any work. It's just spinning. It's just really connecting this tip to that tip. All right. Now, not sure if the camera's picking it up, but in the center, there is a little square hole. And you just line it up until it fits. You'll know when you got it. Because when you spin your shaft, the head should spin. Bam. press it all the way in till it seats. Okay, if you're looking here, there is a little tube in the center, and you just slide it through there. Okay, I was able to get it out, just had to stand it up, didn't even clean my hands. Alright, and once you get it up on there, you want to give it a few taps down. And I'm not sure if you heard the sound difference, how it got a little more clunky, a little less high pitch. Alright, now you want to check, make sure everything's right. So spin your spindle down here, your shaft, and just spin your spindle. Bam. Now it's time to put the head on. I don't want to get them dirty, so I am going to use just one glove, which comes from the kit from Secure Set. Not getting paid for that, but I am happy with their product so far. I got a video in the mix. I'll show y'all what's going on with that on my concrete leveling. Come on, baby. See, when you got these bagel hands with sausage fingers, guys, it's bad for work. Well, depends on the work. Alright, good enough. Alright. Now, this one's really easy, Milwaukee, to set it up right. Like, pretty easy. I just throw it on there. Bam. There it is. And remember, it's lefty tighty, righty loosey. And then we're going to find our wedge point and tighten it on. Okay, so I actually found the other head I was telling you about. This one's a knockoff. This isn't an Echo, but this is an old one. Same style. You line it up, you twist it, and then you tap the button to spit it out. So this one doesn't have a button. Oh wait, the whole head is a button. So it's the same style. So we already came with some strain. All right. Okay guys, the last step and most important right here. So you want to line it up. You see how, let me see if I can get a full view. There we go. You see how it's leaning to the right, the knuckle up top? That's because the head isn't straight. So the last step is you want to straighten the head so you can actually do some work properly. So you straighten the head to working orientation, I guess. Everybody's different. And once you get it to where you need it, there we go. Then tighten her down. And that's the last step, guys. Alright guys, pretty legit. Thanks for coming. Next time I do a property, I'll let y'all know how it works, how it truly performs. But thanks for coming. Spot you in the next one.